Hi sir, I am Micaela Rinconada Compi from 3HMC and I am one of the reporter of Chapter 6. Title is Global Gender Issues. Global gender issues link the disparities between among men and women. The biased treatment of individuals based on gender is a deeply rooted problem in most societies. Throughout history, theoretical analysis, visual imagery, and other narrative techniques, human societies have gendered the division of power, labor, and resources. And the lesson one, we have gender and human rights. Gender and human rights, which is a term that in use and abuse nowadays. Kay kasagaran man gud ron ang uban nga gay or lesbian or transgender kay ginabuli or ang uban kay magikuan nila freedom o walay sila freedom laman ginadeclare ang gender and human rights kay para mahatagan og freedom ang nabilong sa LGBT. Human rights are fundamental because naghatag sila fairness and equality. In human society, kay porket na lamang gay siya or lesbian or belong transgender or belong sa LGBT, kuhaan na lamang din naman nato sila accept as a tao or as a person. Unsa man kung transgender, as long as tao sila, as wala silang tinatapakang tao, wala tayong karapatan manghusga or mangbuli kung ano sila. Kay kitang tanan, pantay-pantay ra. We have fairness and equality. Forms of violence against women's rights. According to the United Nations Development Fund for Women 2009, violence against women is a widespread violation of fundamental human rights and enduring from gender-based prejudice. It occurs in every society which affects most women, regardless of their age or social and economic status. All forms of violence against women deny women their fundamental rights and freedoms in terms of their opinion, equality, and justice before the law. Ability to have access to information and education, to work, to the employed, and many more. Violence against women, particularly in intimate partner violence and sexual violence, is a significant public health problem and violates women's human rights. This can negatively affect women's physical, mental, sexual, and reproductive health. We have the type of abuse committed against women experiencing domestic violence are, number one, we have physical abuse. Physical abuse is kibali kanang pagpangulata or kulataw ni mga bae bisan dili kaning diba kita og bae og kulataw ta dili ta makasukol or kay mas gamay ra tag kusog kaysa sa laki. Bisan dapayin lang nimo ang bae or ang imong asawa, pwede ka na makasuhan o physical abuse. Kay mas bisan tud bae ra may pero naibitaw gitawag nga men empowerment. Number 2, we have emotional psychological abuse. Muna ang pinaka-common type of violence experienced by women and children. For example, mabuntisan or kaning dili nimo biyaan lang nimo ang bae nga buntis. Kibali. Tapos biyaan ra galit nga wa nay paalam, di ba kasi garamong ganoon makita nimo sa social media kay kaning tapos bisan sa mga drama murag mo nila sa in real life kanang may nang nga buntis ko tapos yun na yung laki nga di pa na ko kaya nga unungan ka kay mo na dagan na sila ipakuan nga tapos matingan na lang ang girl nga nawa ng laki di ba yun ana tapos mas ang pinakaloy ang bata kay kunang kasagaran din nato makita nun sa Facebook or sa social media or sa Twitter or sa kamandiha nga makita na nimo nga ang bata nasa basurahan, kita na nimo nga ang bata ganing patay nga ganing pag inanak gibutang sa kuan, di ba nga nana mo nang mas luoy gud ang bata kay namo gud po inana di lang mo nila buhion bisan kaya nila di sila gusto pud nga mahimong mama dili nila kuan dapat dili sila musudong ana ang dili nila kaya dili nila kaya nga magkuan kay luoy boy ang bata anghel baya na, di ba? So we have number 3, financial economic abuse. Gabi pud ni samot na kung ang laki kaning kuin kusog mangwenta, di ba? Kay mo gyud mabatian or mo gyud sila kung makuan nga kaning example tra magninyo tapos may nga na mauni or mauni akong abot, mauni akong sweldo, tapos pag abot na sa pinakalaw hay na mo tong sweldo nga naman na may bilin ayaw ko yung nagdi ko mangaon, di ba? Kaya ni iban ayaw ko yung kani imong kwarta nga hinatag ako ra ni perminti dili na ipalit wala kang tanak naghatag ug mangwintaram day ka di pa kasagaran gyud ana makapupungot. So we have wait lang sir, oh my god, where are these? We have the rape and sexual assault. So mapod ni rape and sexual assault kay kaning pagpanguan magid ni makita nato sa Facebook kasi samot na ron 2022 kasagaran ang kuan sa mga balita is rape kaning gipatay, di ba? Kaning gi-rape na tapos gipatay pa jud, di ba? Tapos ang kasakit laman kay agad tong nag-rape di na to makitaan or di na to mapiso, di na to matagaag kaning bili ang kaning kuan murag sa luoy sakit para sa amo sa bae kung inani ang mahitabo tapos murag dili mahatagag kaning assistensya ang dili makuan bitaw. So we have prostitution. So prostitution, most women involved in prostitution are poor, abused, and have low self-esteem, which limits with capacity to identify alternative income generation opportunities. This type of violence is the act of enjoining prostitutes sexual relationship, especially for the money, developing sport among large number of prostitute children in the world, which estimated. Tapos, we have human trafficking, in which means it's the recruitment, transfer of person which without their consent or knowledge within across national borders using different forms coercion including abduction, deception, and fraud. Kay murag mao ni ako makabati po ko ani kana magkuan kanang manarbaho sa lain lugar tapos wa sila kay baho og kaning di ba na ibon mang recruit sila mga tao or mga kuan tapos pagkuan kay bingon sila manarbaho ka ani nga for example kay kasagara ang recruitment kani abroad manarbaho ka sa diri ka nga lugar diri ka sa Japan or sa China or sa asa nga lugar kani imong trabaho didto mga anay ka ganing mga anay sa bahay or nasa mga farmer or mga tindahan tapos pag-abot day nimo didto is picky ang mga papeles tapos na kuan nga adto ra kad kun ano na kan didto murag kani hinakuanon-anon na ka sa mga tao nga mga kuan tas ibaligya ka murag inana bitaw ka mao na ang human trafficking. So we have female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation involves the partial total removal of the external female genitalia of a girl, cultural or the non-therapeutic reasons, enact violence against women and children because it can cause irreparable harm to female genitalia and reproductive organs. So, we have forced marriage. These types of violence against women take place when the bride does not want to marry the groom, but it forced by the others. Diba? Kaning, mga maging minyo ka na nga labae tapos kana nga ba dili ka gusto di ba mamugos ka tapos daghan na kay kuan nga murag kasagara kay mabatian na kani idamay ang pamilya o dili ko nimo ko anon idamay na ang imong pamilya kaning ko ano na imong mga ginikanan Di ba? Kasagaran na yun anak mo ran. Gina-force tas magkuan na din na magkuan na din ang bae magpakasal pero dili kaniya gusto tapos kuan ang bae makahuno na magpakamatay or ma-depress ako rin sa problema kay maraming gihapon gipakasal siya sa dili niya gusto. So we have sexual harassment. Sexual harassment occurs when unwanted conduct has the purpose humiliating or offensive environment for the person. It can take the form of action, gestures, spoken or written words, pictures, etc. Kaning kuan magpost og kaning kuan mga picture nga nakabra, di ba kaning bisan natin kasi makita ang alang pictures tapos ang bae dili to i-post tapos natingana ka kay ay mo picture dito na sa social media gipang pistahan na daghanon na kita ga viral na di ba picture video on sa kandiha ng mga kaning pangharas nga kaning murag kuan murag makuan ka nga gibastos na ka di ba so mao to ang sa lesson 1. And for the lesson 2 we have women and empowerment. So women and empowerment, the importance of women and empowerment is an universal issue. This is a global issue about helping women to make decisions in their life without any restriction for society. Women empowerment is the process of increasing the capacity women to choice and to transform those choices into desired action and outcomes. It is a process that makes her an agent of change. Empowering women through movement. Women we have always performed a vital role in the demand of progressive changes throughout history, here and abroad. The women movement in the Philippines has a long and a colorful history. In 1893, Lodge de Adopciones was formed. This Masonic Lodge in Filipino women society was an essential link in the growing anti-Spanish movement in that time and was mentally. So, the Philippines today is considered one of the most advanced countries when it comes to gender, equality o pagkapantay-pantay. Pagkapantay-pantay na kasarian, but is this just a product of the modern times? Usually when we talk about women, of the oldest we immediately think of Maria Clara image. Mahinhin, conservative, submissive, reserved, etc. But did you know what is almost opposite of our women as centaurs? Despite the difference between the diverse indigenous nation of our islands or of our country, I cannot deny that our ancient women had right, freedoms, and privilege equal to those of men, minsan nga ay higit pa. Most experts also agree that diverse Asian societies of our archipelago were martial in nature led by women. So, composed of enlightened intellectuals of members of the well-to-do and highly respected families. The following are non-Filipino women patriots. We have Trinidad Dixon, ina na biyak na bato at bata pa lang iba na si Trinidad Dixon sa mga ibang kababaihan. Number 2, Hilaria Aguinaldo, Women Red Cross Association. Number 3, Constancia Poblete, Philippine Women's for Peace. Number 4, Concepcion Felix de Calderon. She founded the Sociedad Feminista Filipina. So we have the So we have the other feminist organization leaders. Number 1 is Asociación Feminista Elonga. Number 2, La Protección de Infancia. Number 3, Gabriela Silang. Number 4, Teresa Magbanua. Number 5, Marcela Marcelo. Number 6, Agida Kabagan. Number 7, Delpina Natividad. Number 8, Gregoria de Jesus. So, a brief timeline of the Philippines feminist movement. Throughout the years, women have played major roles in the Filipino society from the babaelans of the pre-colonial era. The women of the revolution who fought against colonial rule, up to these women figures who continue to fight against gender oppression. So we have laws that empower the Filipino woman. The advance toward gender equality came about through women's movements, increased numbers of women, political representative, increased numbers, educational women, higher specificity in women's issue instituted under the legislation, and the focused application of those laws. In recent years, the Filipino government has addressed the rights of women under a multitude of legislative schemes, including workplace discrimination, domestic violence, sexual harassment, human trafficking, and others. Iwanaga 2008, the following are the laws formed by the Philippine government to advance the rights of women. So, mo ni ang mga angay maikaso sa kung mao ni ang kaning ugoan pa kaning mao ni ang pinaka higher nga laban para sa aming mga kababaihan. So we have number 1, Philippine Constitution. So the state shall protect all working women by providing safe and healthful working condition, taking into account their maternal function and such facilities and opportunities that will enhance their welfare and enable to realize their full potential in service of the nation. Number 2, we have Republic Act 6725 of 1989, an act to strengthen the prohibition of discrimination against women concerning terms and conditions of employment. Number 3, Republic Act 6949 of 1990, an act to declare March 8 as a special working holiday and to be known as a National Women's Day. Number 4, Republic Act 69555 of 1990, an act to declare the unlawful way of marrying Filipino women to foreign national for marriage on a mail address, mail order basis, and other similar practice. Republic Act 6972 of 1990, an act to establish barangay-based daycare centered to free women for other activities like taking a job, going to back to school. So, number 6, we have Republic Act 71 1992 of 1992, an act to uphold women's integration as equal partners of men in development and nation building. Number 7, Republic Act 7322 of 1992, an act to increase the maternity benefits in favor of women workers in the private sectors. Number 8, Republic Act 7600 of 1992, an act to provide both government and private environment where essential physical, emotional, and psychological needs of mothers and infants immediately after the very qualified through the practice of roaming and breastfeeding. Number 9, Republic Act 7688 of 1994, we have an act to give representation to Women's Social Security Commission. Number 10, Republic Act 7877 of 1995, an act to declare sexual harassment unlawful in the employment, education, of dreaming environment. Number 11, Republic Act 7882 of 1995, an act to provide aid to women, especially those who own small business, in order to fully harness the talents and skill of the female labor force. Number 12, Republic Act 8353 of 1997, we have an act to reclassify the definition of the crime of rape into a crime against persons. Number 13, Republic Act 8369 of 1997, an act to establish family courts to have exclusion, original jurisdiction over child and family cases. Number 14, Republic Act 8505 of 1998, Rape Victim Assistance and Protection Act. Number 15, Republic Act 8972 of 2000, Solo Parents Welfare Act. Number 16, Republic Act 9208 of 2003, Anti-Trafficking in Person Act. So, number 18, Republic Act 1035 of 2012. Number 9, Republic Act 9715, Magna Carta of Women. So, for the lesson 3, we have LGBT rights and struggles. LGBT rights and struggles. The Philippines as a democratic society claims to give an equal access and opportunity to each citizens. However, despite the scenario, many minority groups, particularly the Filipino, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, or LGBT, are still treated as a second class and not politically recognized. So we have all human beings are born for freedom and equal dignity and rights. And fast forward 2011, human rights expressed grave concern at acts of violence, discrimination based on a sexual orientation, gender identity, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, or LGBT. And the struggle of LGBT is discrimination, brutal violence, torture, kidnapping, murder in 76 countries, same-sex relationships criminalized in violation of rights. This abuses must end in the time must come. Many more prevent discrimination against LGBT people constitutes now. So, struggle faced by LGBT in society has become an accepted designation of minorities based on sexual and gender orientation. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or LGBT people mostly experience various forms of socioeconomic, political, and cultural injustice. They are suffering from discrimination, harassment, and the threat of violence from the mainstream. They feel difficulties in growing society where heterosexuality is presented as the only acceptable orientation and homosexuality is deviant. So by 2014, some highlights in the struggle faced by LGBT people across the world follows. So we have mauni kaning kuan kibali mga struggle or mga naagihan mga pasakit nga nagkuan sa atong mga LGBT people. We have homophobia, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people are more likely to experience intolerance, discrimination, and harassment. Number 2, marginalization and social exclusion. in the social disadvantage and realization of the friends of society. In the society, tapos we have number 3, we have by psychological distress. LGBT people face considerable levels of discrimination, harassment, and stigmatization in their day-to life. Many LGBT face stress due to very high levels of homophobic bullying and verbal attacks. This is also affects their mental health, leading to significant levels of psychological distress, self-harm, suicidality. Other experiences that could negatively impact psychological disease are follows. We have casual homophobic comments, childhood sexual abuse, harassment by neighbors, no protection against discrimination at work, physical violence of discrimination, prestigious embarrassed response from professional, rejection by loved ones and religious groups, verbal harassment. Number 4, we have victims of hate crimes and violence. LGBT people are sometimes targets and physical assault, harassment, and hate crimes. These crimes, also known as bias-motivated crimes, occurs when a perpetrator targets a victim because of his or perceived membership in a specific social group, usually defined by racial group, sexual orientation, class, ethnicity, gender identity, or political affiliation. So that's all for the struggle faced by LGBT in society. Tapos we have LGBT movements in the Philippines. The LGBT movement has been very supportive and energetic in making a change in community. We have number 1, we have ACOD. ACOD, which means is it is a gay support group at Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology. Number 2, we have Alpha Inu. It is the first fraternity in the Philippines for all who identify themselves as men regardless of sexual orientation. It began in 2014, recognized by the UP Diliman for advocating nonviolent institution, gender sensitivity, and psychological support. Number 3, we have BISDAC, Bisayang Dako. It is a Cebu-based organization which recruits gender equality, sponsors and organizes education forums to various communities to help Filipino understand gender issues, especially in promoting human rights in the context of HIV AIDS prevention. Number 4, we have Equality Philippines. It is a non-profit organization which promotes and safeguards the rights of LGBT members of allies in the Philippines. Number 5, we have GAHOM. It is support and advocacy group of gays in Cebu City. Number 6, IWAG. It is a social support group in Davao City. Number 7, Lunduyan ng Sining, Sanctuary of Art. It is a registered lesbian art studio providing a venue for lesbian art in Quezon City. Number 8, Pinoy FTM. It is the first organization for transsexual and transgender men in the Philippines, founded in July 2011 in Metro Manila. Number 9, Yusip Maharlika. It is the first LGBT student organization at the University of Southeastern Philippines, established in 2013. Number 10, Pro-Gay Philippines of the Progressive Organization of Gays in the Philippines. It is an organization of gay rights in Manila that led in the first Pride March in the Philippines in 1994. Number 11, PUP Cabaro. It is a gender equality Legislative Organization as the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Number 12, Rainbow Rights. It is a non-governmental organization that supports human rights and equal opportunities regardless of gender identity and sexual orientation. Number 13, True Colors Coalition TCC. It is a political LGBT organization that promotes the struggle for equality, acceptance, and freedom. Number 14, we have UP Babaylan. It's the first LGBT student organization in the Philippines, established in UP Diliman in 1992. Number 15, we have UPLB Babaylan. It is a LGBT organization and support group of UP Los Baños which promote gender equality among the student body. So, that's all for this chapter 6, Global Gender Issues, and thank you.